learn how we can render 3D models inside our ReactJS application. If you visit some websites, for example this particular website, you will see that it has some nice animations going on here, but for a long time I didn't know how to create these beautiful animations or 3D models. Turns out the magic is hidden inside this library or this package, ThreeJS. So this is a very popular package which takes care of every 3D modeling need that you can require inside your project. They have a bunch of examples here. If you go to their documentation, you can check out all of these websites. All of these websites are using ThreeJS, and today we will learn how we can implement ThreeJS in a ReactJS application. Because ThreeJS doesn't work directly with ReactJS, we need a wrapper kind of package, and that package is named React3Fiber. I will share the link in the description. So this is an awesome package which is built on top of ThreeJS, and it everything you can do with ThreeJS is also possible to do with React3Fiber, so you are not missing out on anything. It's just adapted in a way so that you can use the ThreeJS features inside a ReactJS application. So that's about ThreeJS. Now let's see what we are going to build today. We are going to build a simple application that will render this particular 3D computer. I have written an article on it. I will share the link in the description. I will also share the code for this project inside the description as well. So let's get started, and let's first create. I have already created a project with white. You can do the same with white as well. You can just run npx create white, and it will ask for some prompts, what will be your project name and everything like that. So I'm assuming you already have a working ReactJS project. Next thing, you have to install the dependencies. You have two dependencies. One is 3, which is our base package, and React3Fiber, which is our wrapper package. Okay, so these are the two packages that we need to install. I have already installed those, so I am not going to install them again. Now next thing is, you have to select which model or which 3D model you are going to use for your project. There are a lot of websites where you can download free 3D models, and I have found this one particularly helpful, Sketchfab. So this is a really nice website. There are a lot of free 3D models that you can use. You can just go inside one of those, you can check those out, and some of them are paid but most of them are free, so you can use those in your project really easily. We are using this one today. I will also share the link for this particular model in the description and also in the blog post as well. So after you select your desired 3D model, you have to download it so that you can use it inside your application. And when you go to download, it will ask you to create an account. It is really easy. You can just use Google or something like that. You can select your account, and then you will be able to download the model. Be careful when you are downloading the model. Make sure to download the GLTF version. Okay, so GLTF, there will be a bunch of types that you need to select from, and you will download the GLTF version. After you download the zip folder, unzip it and put it inside the public folder. So I have already downloaded that particular 3D model and I have put it inside this public folder. Make sure that you have a scene.gltf file inside whatever you have downloaded. This is the most important part. Okay, so we are done with downloading the 3D models. Next, let's get started with our actual application. The first thing that you have to create is, let's create a new component called canvas. Okay, so canvas is the main thing that renders or that does the heavy lifting for the rendering. It lives outside the React DOM so that you can load anything you like. You can add interactivity to it, and obviously as it's living outside the DOM, you don't have much control over it. You have to access it via the APIs that are provided by the library. So here you can see we have created a basic canvas. I am passing a children here because inside canvas we can render any model. So I have created a reusable canvas component here. It's accepting a children as a prop. This canvas is coming from our React3Fiber package. Then we are passing some properties here. Frame loop, shadows, it means it will have shadows. DPR, it means the pixel ratio, I mean the density of the pixels, the camera positions, field of view, from where you want to point your camera. These are highly technical geometrical concepts that you will need when you are going to use ThreeJS. We are not going into that. Our main purpose today is to show how we can use ThreeJS with ReactJS. The second thing, here you can see we have some orbit controls. Orbit controls is also exported from React 3 Dray. This is a utility package that you can install. It will allow you to use the functionalities of ThreeJS very easily. So here you can see we have enabled zoom, max polar angle. It means we can only rotate in the y-axis, we can't rotate on the x-axis. Let me show you what it means. So when we go into the project, here you can see if we want we can zoom in and zoom out, right? But if we disable this zoom, we can't do that anymore. Okay, so it's still possible to zoom. Probably it's taking some time to render. Also we can make sure how we can control the rotation of the computer. Here you can see I can only rotate this way. It's only possible because I have set the max polar angle and min polar angle. If I am not setting this, I should be able to turn it any way I like, right? Here you can see that. So basically this orbit controls is allowing me to control the object that we're trying to render. Okay, that's basically it. The next thing is stage. So stage is setting up kind of a stage to show something. Okay, what we are trying to show, whatever model you pass into it, that's it. Here is an extra component, preload. Preload means sometimes these 3D models are so heavy that they can't load properly, so you can use this preload component to load everything in advance, so it will make things faster and smoother. So that's all about our canvas component. So the summary is canvas is our you can think of it just like any other canvas for an artist where you will paint something. So next let's see what we are going to paint. Here you can see we have our canvas component and we are passing a model component here, computer model. So let's see what it's doing. So the first thing is we have to load our 3D model that we have already downloaded. Here you can see I have selected this particular scene.gltf file, and I'm using a special function called usegltf from React 3 Dray package. Here we are loading this model. Then we have mesh is required for rendering ThreeJS. We have hemisphere light and spotlight. These are the lighting conditions that is going on. Here you can see some glares, so it's happening because of this lighting attributes. Also you can see some shadows here. They are also the effect of having some light here. We have some point light, spotlight, hemisphere light, and the most important thing is this primitive. So this primitive is actually loading our 3D model. Here you can see we are passing the computer scene inside this object. We have the scale here and the position here. So that's about it. Whenever we are having a canvas component, we are passing a computer model inside it, and it's just working like magic. Okay, so we are able to load any 3D model. So if you want to load a different model, you have to download that particular model, keep that inside your public folder, and inside this model component you can just change this particular path and that new model should be loaded, and you can play with this position angle, these things, so that the view and look of your 3D model changes. One last thing that I want to mention, there are some performance issues when you are using ThreeJS, because these models are really heavy to be rendered inside a browser canvas. That's why we can use a special feature of React which is called suspense. So suspense is a special component exported from React that allows us to render the component asynchronously. So after we load all of our JavaScript, then our actual component will load. Basically everything inside this suspense will load after we load our initial page. So here you can see we are using suspense, and as we are using suspense, the main benefit is, here you can see first we have a blank screen, and after some time you can see the model is coming. If you look here closely, you can see there is a small percentage icon for some time, really small time. So that is happening because we have added a fallback UI for this. So fallback means when suspense is loading the actual component, this fallback component will be displayed, and here we are watching the progress. I mean, how far we have loaded the actual 3D model. This is a direct component that you can use. It's exported from Dre. This is totally optional, but for performance reasons you can use this suspense thing, and if you use this loader thing, it will be more visually meaningful for our users. So that's about it. That was how we can use ThreeJS inside a ReactJS application. Hope you learned something new today. All of the links will be in the description. Have a wonderful day and see you in the next video. Bye.